Alright team, they say there are 3 things guaranteed in life: death, divorce and taxes. Well, I'm going to add a 4th one to that. I'm standing in my Leader Xpedition. I've traveled around the country for the last 4 odd years in this thing. And one thing, the 4th thing I think that's guaranteed is the blinds in these things getting absolutely filthy. Now, there are a lot of benefits of this particular window, the double glazed aspect, the fact that they can almost open up to 90 degrees. But the one downfall, the pitfall, is how filthy they get and how they're actually a little bit of a pain to clean. So today, that is the topic of this video: how to clean this to get it ready for resale, but also how to clean it to make it look better. And I'm going to take you through how to actually take off this blind itself completely out of the caravan so you can get to work on it and make it like brand new. So follow along today for that little adventure, or that little journey, because there's a fair few of them to do. I'll just show you how to do this one. Drop a comment below in the comments. Do you like these blinds? Do you have trouble cleaning them? Do you find this useful? All that sort of stuff, and follow along. Obviously the social links at the end, but let's get into it. That's done. What you can see behind those covers are the Phillips head screws that are holding this window, the blind frame on. So now obviously a traditional Phillips head screwdriver will do the trick, but there are a lot of them to do. There's probably about 15 or 12 to 15 in each window, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus bunks, potentially 9 or 10 of these windows to do. So if you do have a drill, grab yourself a Phillips head bit, and that'll make it a lot quicker to do. And then we'll take this one off now. It's pretty easy from here. Take these out and the whole thing will come off. Your screws and rubbers are out, this should just come straight off, and what you're left is the carnage. All right, now I'll grab this screen and I'll show you just how much dirt and grime and yuck, hopefully you guys can see that, but there's bugs and dust and all sorts, not only in the window blind frame itself, but up here as well. So there you go. That is it. That might be what your blind is hiding behind it. And now the trick is to get this out without spilling too much. But as you can see, these guys need a good clean. And funnily enough, it hasn't been that long since I've done it. They do collect a lot of dust. There's no doubt about that. They certainly do. But when you do the roads like the Gib, the Cape and all that sort of stuff, you're going to expect a little bit of ingress from here and there, especially when you're camping at bush camps and whatnot, when your windows are open as well. Obviously, a fair chunk of that comes through there. But having these blinds off also gives you a good opportunity just to inspect your windows for any leaks and whatnot that may occur. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look in here as well, clean all that down, make sure there's no soft spots in the timber, make sure everything's holding in there well. Just because obviously, like a house, like anything, a window is potentially a point of water access, so it's a good opportunity to have a bit of a look and do an inspection as well. Anyway, we'll get this out hopefully without spilling too much of the absolute yuck that's in there, and I'll show you guys how we clean them. Well, now it's time for the cleaning. So we've got all the blinds off. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that is like filthy, like really like filthy. It really is amazing how quickly that dust does build up over time. But when you're doing the dirt roads and all that sort of stuff, it's bound to happen. It's one of those things you can't avoid. So what I like to do generally is I'll have like a car wash cleaning device. I'll put a bit of detergent, a bit of disinfectant in this little tube here. I'll give them a quick spray down with soap, and then I'll finish it off with just a rinse. I'll do front and back, do the blind side, and then the block out blind as well, so up and down. So and then as well as in your guide ropes down here as well, make sure they're all clean of dust and get all the dirts and all the stuff and all the yuckies out of it. So we'll give them a run down now. also important to note, guys, that I'm not too worried about the outside, purely because that is accessible. What I mean by the outside is I mean the white trims here, because that is accessible, and that needs a good gumption anyway. It's got scuff marks and that sort of thing, so we're not too worried about that at this point. It's mainly about getting the dust, the grit, the scum out of these blinds here and giving them a good clean. So last one, it is one of those tasks where it is a bit of an arduous task, but it makes all the difference. So I'm going to do this one last one here now, and then we'll leave them, dry them overnight into tomorrow, and then we'll come back and I'll see you guys tomorrow and see how we go with the result. All right, well, the morning after, and it's time to inspect the blinds and see how they look. And for the most part, they look really good, really clean. That one does. That one looks great as well. Still a bit of water on them, but they should dry out nice and easily. This one here is probably faring the worst, but still a much bigger improvement than what we had before. So now I'm going to rip these back in to the caravan. I'm going to let them, they're 90% dry, but I'll let them dry for the rest of them in there, and then I should be able to get a little cloth and finish the little bits that are a little bit more stubborn, and they should be coming up looking brand new, Mickey Mouse. Ew. When reinstalling them, what we need to do is have, you can see this is where your screw goes into, okay? All right, we've got to make sure our screw holes here, all right, these little bits here, match up to the screw holes on the window. So there might be a little bit of a fiddly adjustment required on some of these here. Sorry about my camera work, a little bit rusty, but make sure these are all relatively in line. You can do a little hand adjustment with these knobs, make sure they fit in there. All right, and then match it up. Now, once you've found the resting place for the window, key is just to secure a few of these in there to hold the window in place, and then tighten up later. All right, so we're just going to do two here up at the front. Right, now that's holding our window in place. And so if I don't lose any more screws, we'll just go around now and fix the rest of them off, and then we'll inspect. There you have it, guys. The first blind is back on. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Yes, there's a bit of mucking around in it, a bit of fiddly stuff, but to have it look like that again is a real benefit for us, and just gets rid of that dust and that smell as well from the caravan. So glad that that's up and running. I've still got a few more around the van to do, but I won't take you guys through each individual one. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope that helped you a little bit, because I know this is one of the major pain points for owners of Leader Supremes and a whole heap of other caravans as well, is this particular blind. As I said, it does have some major advantages, but cleaning and dust trapping in the blind is certainly not one of them, but you got to take the good with the bad, hey. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a heap more on this channel to learn about as well, so feel free to browse around, but otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.